Welcome to 10,000 Tacos. 10,000 Tacos is a show about the taco life. On each show, we bring you conversations with people connected to that taco life. Each week, we bring you conversations and perspectives connected to the taco life. We tell you about taqueros, molineros, tamaleros, as well as scholars, journalists who help us understand and see Mexican food beyond the plate. I am Isidro Salsa along with José Ralat. Thank you for joining us today and welcome to this episode called Reclaiming Cinco de Mayo. It's a special episode. It's part 2 of what we discussed, called it Cinco de Gringo. And last week we touched on the history of Cinco de Mayo. We also spoke a little more on the French and their ambitions to help, los Racistas del Sur. The Confederacy, I meant to say. The Confederacy. I wonder if a lot of people know about...
I think you meant traitors.
Yes, los traitors. It's going to be a football club pretty soon. And we also talked a little bit about, dressing up to be a Mexican, costumes. So, Jose, por favor, take it from here.
Well, before we go on, Memo, we ask everyone this very important question, and I know what your answer is going to be because it's the talk of the taconistas. Is a burrito a taco?
Of course it is, man.
Órale.
It's the evolution of a taco, right?
Yeah. Isidro doesn't think so. Yeah.
I think I'm losing now.
Taquito a taco, right?
I used to be
also rolled up.
I used to be winning this battle, but now with your answer, man, I'm on the losing side.
Yeah, man.
All right. Well, thank you for answering the question of the day. Good night, everybody. No.
By the way, quick congratulations to being nominated for the Beard Award, man. That's fucking awesome, dude.
Isn't that cool?
Thank you.
Congratulations, Jose.
Thank you.
Dude.
Yeah, 2 nominations, and so I pulled out the beer. It says it's a Mexican style lager, but it tastes like a stout.
Cheers to that.
Anyway, welcome everyone. Welcome Memo. You are an Angelino. You are the director of partnerships for LA Taco, one of my favorite websites. It's been one of my favorite websites for, 12 years. But
thanks, man.
Yeah, you guys won your own James Beard Award last year.
Yeah, we did it. Yeah.
Or 2 years ago.
Nice to see everybody getting recognized. Yeah.
Yeah. But you're kind of the face of...
Yeah, let everybody cheer, man.
You're kind of... Okay, all right. You're not just the director of brand partnerships. You're the face of it. You're the face of the website.
I have my hands dipped in a lot of things. They call me the Juan of all trades over there. I do a lot. I'll get on camera, I'll do video, whatever it takes, man.
So what's your average day like?
Oh man, it's insane, dude. My days are insane. I mean, it's all meetings, text messages, emails, chatting with people, being a guest on shows like this, trying to plan out events, trying to talk to taqueros, going to try tacos, going to eat some, and then maybe trying to get started on an essay or a video or something, for the website. So yeah, my days are hectic, but they're fun. I love what I do.
And you put in some traveling in that, man. I follow your posts, man, and now you're from Zacatecas originally, or you have family there?
My family's from Zacatecas, and I basically feel like it's my home too. I was born here, but every summer, every winter break in Zacatecas with my grandpa.
Oh, that's cool, man. Yeah, my father was born in Zacatecas, so now we're brothers. So officially we're brothers. We must be related.
So we want to have you on to talk about how the best way to celebrate Cinco de Mayo, this small yet pivotal battle that everyone thinks is a amateur hour drinking session, a drunk fest propagated by Corona. So what do you think are some of the ways that anyone, not just Anglos, but anyone can celebrate Cinco de Mayo appropriately.
I don't know if there's an appropriate way to celebrate it. I mean,
all right. Good night, everybody. Thanks for joining the
show. My thing is this. You know what? Let them have it. Let them have Cinco de Drinko, Cinco de Gringo. Let them have it. And let's start a new one. Let's start the celebration of the War of 1812 and dress up like Uncle Sam and drink old fashions all day and like be all ridiculously American. That's what we should do. And start our own fucking holiday. We'll take one of their holidays. They took one of our holidays. Let's take one of theirs.
They took our land.
So,
oh, no.
What if I told you that Mexican Americans celebrated Cinco de Mayo the very same year of the battle? When news got to Los Angeles months after the battle, people were celebrating. It was a point of pride because the border had been solidified less than 20 years prior. So these were the people who had the border cross them. And they were being treated like trash. And so they grabbed onto this. And then a few decades later, there were official Chicano celebrations across the border states. Even in Goliad, Texas, which is where the general who led the battle of Puebla, Ignacio Zaragoza, was from. And they go all out. San Angelo, Texas has one that is facilitated by the Mexican government. The Mexican government, through its consulates, helps fund and support Mexican-American committees for patriotic festivals. Here, that includes Cinco de Mayo. But I think there's an even better way. And
celebrate it?
Yes. Isidro, help me out here, buddy.
Well, you know, one of the things that both of you guys do pretty good is you go to these places. You go to a lot of the locations, right? Eat tacos, Mexican food, but you also get to know the people, right?
Right.
And so on a day like this, and again, I don't see that part of it for right now. I've been hanging out with Jose a little bit more. But a little bit of my background is I grew up in a taco truck. That was a holiday my dad used to look forward to simply because the crowds were out there. La gente estaba en los conciertos, the rodeos, whatever. And from 10 o'clock at night to 3 in the morning, and we would make, pretty good money. And so on that day, there's a lot of, my parents took advantage of that holiday, right? For the good. And that's what I mean. Like, we can't expect to tell people, hey, go out and patronize restaurants just on Cinco de Mayo. Go out all the time. But it's a good day to kind of be conscious that you're putting money in these local businesses. And there's a difference between the businesses like Taco Bell, who have this enormous amount of money to market. And, you're starting to see ads for Cinco de Mayo. Man, I get that. But that money's going into coffers of, people that eat lobster, not tacos. And so one of the things, of course, it's not an easy one, but go to restaurants, go to taquerias, go to your taco truck, tip them a little bit extra. I don't know. Those are that's one way to celebrate a day like this. There's a lot. I mean, we have a list, I think. But we wanted to get your take on it because Los Angeles is, man, I mean, I didn't know this until Jose told me. I mean, it's easy to figure out, but there's Mexico City where I believe you will find most of Mexicans around the world are in Mexico. Captain Obvious here. But then Los Angeles also has a huge population of Mexicanos, right?
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, it's like, I think it's the majority now. I mean, at least 41%, I think, is registered as Latino or Hispanic.
Yeah.
It's the second largest Mexican city in the world.
Yeah. I mean, we're basically like the sister to Ciudad de Mexico. And I would even argue you probably find more regions of Mexico in Los Angeles than you do in like any city in Mexico, including the F.
See?
That's a bold claim.
What do you see on days like that?
I mean, it's
on Cinco de Mayo, like what do you typically see?
I mean, what I typically see is like if you go to like traditional spots like Boyle Heights or Parts of East LA, there might be like a little march organized with like folclóricos and danzantes. You know, like you'll see every restaurant try to capitalize on it. You know, I mean, the only reason there's a good holiday in the U.S. or holidays exist, in my opinion, are because they got to be marketable. You know, you got to be profitable. You know, the whole Hallmark story. But but if you go to like Venice Beach, you go to Hermosa Beach, Redondo Beach, Helena Beach, you know, bro, we're like, oh, you know, the white boys are at it, you know, we're hanging out, bro. That's where you see Cinco de Mayo being celebrated in the most ridiculous sense. That you see the big sombreros, everybody's drinking margaritas, shitty ass taquitos and tacos, like, and that's like everybody's eating guacamole, like, you know, that's where you really see it blown out of proportion. But for the most part, your schools might do like a cute little thing from Mexico, you know, kids will do like some paper maches or some shit. But yeah, it's not like a huge celebration unless you go to like those restaurants. And then you'll see places like the old school like Mexican restaurants like El Torito, right? Like El Torito's claims to have been one of the few people that popularized it in the 80s. And, you know, like other old school restaurants around here, like old Mexican restaurants that kind of come between like the new, modern, more traditional and authentic versions of food to like the ones where they were just trying to make Mexican food with like, you know, where you have Tex-Mex, Cal-Mex, shit like that. But that's what you see, man. If you go to the white neighborhoods, they're fucking partying it up.
I was at a Mexican restaurant last night. Yeah. Brand new joint, high-end northern Mexican. One of the owners is the son of the founder of Maseca.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, and my friend and I ate 23 tacos between us on Maseca tortillas. Guess how much it cost us? Ballpark.
23 tacos on Maseca tortillas?
Yeah.
At a restaurant?
Yeah, with a dress code.
With a dress code?
Yeah.
Oh shit! If you have a dress code now, I just upped the price. Probably about 120.
200.
I mean, you were close per person. You were close.
Yeah, yeah. Well, my buddy is another food critic.
Okay.
So we were going halvesies on it for reviews, and I filed mine today. But I brought it up because as we were waiting outside for the valet, some white dude was just like, "Hey man, see you next week for Cinco." And you know, I just lowered my head, and my buddy, who lives 5 blocks away from me in this Mexican American neighborhood that we live in, just busted out laughing. And then he just walked away. This is the kind of place that had 2 Ferraris and a Bentley parked right in front of the restaurant. And I broke the first cardinal rule of Latinos going to Latino restaurants. I wore a guayabera because I wanted to dress up.
They all thought you were the waiter?
No! Everyone else was wearing black. See, that's the joke. Yeah. That's the joke that no one... Very few of us know.
You know that the Mexican restaurants from a certain like era when everybody has guayabera as the waiters, you know?
Yeah.
It's a certain era of Mexican
totally
restaurant. Unrelated.
About almost a dozen years ago, I was in Vegas for a wedding, but you know, all the bachelors kind of went first. It was about 20 of us. And I said, got me a nice suit. And we, you know, went out and people were coming up to me. Excuse me, where's the bathroom? Where's this? Can you, like, they thought I freaking worked at the casinos, bro. And I'm over here thinking I'm just like top of the line. And, you know, like 5 a.m, I went to line up at a little diner and all disheveled and everything. And I'm just waiting to be seated. And there was a couple behind me. And, oh, is this where you wait? You know, is this, you know, waiting to be seated? I'm like, I don't fucking know. He's like, Jesus, where's your manager? I'm like, get the like, yeah. So I, you know, perception is everything, bro. So I'm gonna wear a guayabera to Vegas next time I go.
Well,
that's funny.
I just want people to know that they need to support their local taquerias, like my shirt says, or Mexican restaurants. Family owned. The smaller, the better. We don't have puestos here in Texas, but if there's a puesto, like in Los Angeles, go to it, especially on Cinco de Mayo. If they have a deal, don't buy that deal.
Yeah.
Ignore that. Buy a regular freaking plate. Order more than you can handle, but do not DoorDash that shit.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, but you said something interesting. Mm-hmm. Oh, sorry, Jose. Did you finish?
Yes, I'm done. Yeah. Thank you very much.
You said something interesting.
Clubhouse?
I'm done speaking. In Los Angeles and, basically two different sides of the fences, how it's commemorated, right? And I don't know if this has been gaining steam in the last couple of years, but, people are kind of, we talked about it last week, how the French, the connection, most people don't know the connection to the French got defeated, but the French were on their way to help the Confederate army, right, during the Civil War. And most people don't know that. Now, does that mean anything? To me, it does, because, you think of the Civil War, you think about what they were fighting for. They were fighting for slavery. So I know that's a drawn out thing, but the thing that I get really upset about is how people think celebrating Cinco de Mayo, the white people do, and they do it innocently. They don't know. And this is our chance to kind of not correct that, but show them, hey, you don't, what does a Mexican look like? I showed a picture of my dad. I'm like, that guy's a Mexican, and he ran a taco truck. He's got a nice suit on, and he raised a good family. But people wear sombreros, mustache. It's not exactly blackface, but look at what that perpetuates. On Tuesdays, people have they have Taco Tuesdays, and they'll wear hats. They'll show up with mustaches. Well, obviously, don't do that. But what else can we tell people besides going to shop at their local taquerias? What are some do's? I mean, we could get into the don'ts, because we want to get into the don'ts right after the FACO. But, I believe some of the don'ts are the opposite of the do's.
Well, here's the do. Go to your local Latino cultural center or Mexican cultural center, where they're going to have art exhibits. They're probably going to have a special event the weekend before. Why don't you donate money to, for example, I'm thinking about Raíces, which is a nonprofit that helps families. Right now, they're dealing a lot with migrants. And that's a great way to not play into the stereotypes, but to act in a way where it's not about you. It's the same reason why no one can see my tattoos. I'm not a show off. It's about me. And
can I see it?
I want to. No, you can't see them.
It's in the bag. It's in the bag.
No, I don't have a taco yet. No.
It's a burrito.
But it's a burrito. It's a little burrito.
Disguised as a taco.
With a sombrero. But, you don't have to show off. You don't have to let everyone know that you're in it. You can do it just because it feels good, or just because you're doing good. This isn't an ad for adopt a Mexican child. This is put your money where your mouth is.
Yeah. How does LA Taco? How do they go into this time of year? I mean, is it any other way? Like any difference, rather?
No, I mean we don't do something Cinco de Mayo specific, but we have our annual Taco Madness. It's the 14th year where we put 32 taqueros on a bracket. And every week people vote other taqueros out and the other ones in. And it usually culminates around Cinco de Mayo. So, the final 2 taqueros on the bracket get voted on that week. And usually we have an event on that Saturday for Taco Madness, but it's not a Cinco de Mayo event. Like I said, me growing up, I never knew about Cinco de Mayo until school did an event when we were kids, right? And they did they dressed everybody up as Mexicans and put them on stage to do a little dance and sing some fucking Mexican song or some shit, right? Like La Bamba or whatever the fuck. And then in Mexico, they really didn't celebrate Cinco de Mayo either. I mean, in Zacatecas, the school would do an assembly And kids would also dress up as French soldiers and march around the courtyard, and they'd play some music and kind of reenact the battle a little bit, maybe like a 2-hour assembly, but that was about it. Los pueblos don't start fucking bringing out cantaritos and margaritas and start like, they don't decorate the town and, green, white, and red banderas. Like, nobody did that over there in Mexico. Yeah, no, that's not something they do over there. So, I mean, at least not in Zacatecas. From my understanding, the places that celebrated are further south where it happened, right? Around Puebla. So if you go to like La Ciudad de Mexico or further south, that's more where it's like it resonates more. It's like us trying to celebrate the Alamo or some shit, right? Like,
don't go there. Don't go there. Don't go there. No.
Like, we don't give a fuck about the Alamo.
That's for tomorrow's conversation.
You gotta join tomorrow, man. It's gonna be fun.
I mean, no, seriously. Like, why does California give a fuck about something that happened in Texas, right? We're like, okay, yeah, we know about it. Like, what do we give a fuck about it? So,
yeah. Well, I mean, that's how we feel about Los Angeles. San Antonio's 150 years older than Los Angeles, so
yeah.
No, I kid.
Your joints hurt already. I get it. San Antonio's joints hurt.
What?
San Antonio's got like dementia already. I get it because you're older.
Oh no, it's
Don Antonio.
Yeah. The San Antonio's.
We're gonna go city versus city, man.
Let's talk about Austin first. If we're gonna bash on Texas cities, let's bash on Austin, my hometown. I'm kidding.
Austin, the blue dot of Texas.
Yeah. No, that's not true at all. Austin's a very conservative town. But we're going off topic.
Yeah.
And speaking of Austin's a bit of a FACO. Wouldn't you say, Isidro?
Yeah, pretty much.
It's a bit of a FACO.
Oh, yeah.
That's a FACO.
You got to help us spread this out.
Is this an inside joke?
Well, no, it's a real thing. A FACO is like the opposite of a taco. So a taco brings a good smile to you. It's festive. It's just great, right? And a FACO is a person or an organization that kind of goes against that. So, for example, Chipotle, right? They're FACOs. Taco Bell, they're FACOs. And you put them together, son una bola de FACOs. And so this is around the time of the show where we do the FACO. And just so, do you have like a FACO in mind? What we'd like to do is get this out of your system so you could enjoy weekends and stuff. Usually we do it on FACO Fridays, but we haven't done that. But do you have a FACO in mind before we get to ours for the week?
Well, I don't know. Why don't you guys start and give me an example of what you're talking about? Because I just got to bash an organization or somebody I don't care about right now.
Sometimes we're FACOs too. Like, I see down in the audience, I see Jeffrey. He's been a FACO sometimes. I miss that guy.
Rodrigo. And me. I've been a FACO numerous times. Anyway, so this week, the FACO is the Miami Marlins from the great taco capital of Miami, Florida, where $25 gets you a ticket to the baseball game, a beer, and 2 chicken tacos.
But they look like crap. They don't even look
It looks like a quarter of an ounce with some pickled onions and Mission tortillas. It looks awful. It looks like cardboard. And for $25, I expect more than to watch a baseball team lose and eat bad tacos. I'm also trying to break up with baseball right now. It's not going well, as you can tell.
Wait, are you a Nationals fan or the
I'm a Mets fan.
Racist Rangers? Oh, okay.
Mets fan. Queens,
Gotcha.
baby. Yeah. So that was found on Twitter. Folks, if you want a good laugh or you want to cry, look up Miami Marlins tacos. But that's my FACO. Yeah.
Well, before we go to Jeffrey, let's see. Do you have a FACO, Memo?
I do, actually. I have something that's been bugging me a lot. I like going to like diners or cafes to eat, And a lot of these older ones, I don't know why, it's you order a cheeseburger and it's served open-faced. So they got like the bread, and then they have the meat, and then they have the cheese and the lettuce. And it's like you have to finish putting it together yourself. And that's like one of my biggest pet peeves. So giant FACO to all the cafes that will keep open plating burgers. Just finish it for me, dude. Like if I wanted to make a sandwich, I'd make it at home. Like build it, put the sauce on it. I trust you. Finish my cheeseburger.
And you know, but you get a lot of those things, right? Especially when ultimate FACOs are the ones who will like Chipotle, right? They call it a burrito bowl. It's just a fucking bowl. Where do you get a burrito? It's a fucking bowl. Right? It's so like a hamburger, a naked
in
hamburger.
that case, everything's a burrito, right? Everything's a burrito bowl.
Yeah. Everything's a bowl.
Literally, you can throw anything in a tortilla, wrap it up, right? So call everything a burrito bowl.
Make taco salads great again.
No. Taco salads can never be great.
See that? So
if they're good enough for 45, they're good enough for you. No. I'm sorry. Folks, this is kind of a freewheeling episode. We are usually much more organized, but this is a fun topic and we have a fun guest. So we just wanted to cut loose, and we now have a guest ready to speak. Okay.
How you doing, guys?
What's up, Jeffrey?
long time, man.
All right. How are you?
Good, man. Memo, good to see you.
Good to see you too, man. It's been a minute.
Been a minute.
Never had a foodie run.
So where to start? I mean, okay, first of all, I'm with Isidro on this. A burrito is not a taco, and a taco is not a burrito. And the day you will prove me wrong is when you walk into a taco shop and you ask for a taco and they give you a burrito. Okay, then I'll buy it. Or you walk into a burrito joint, you ask for a burrito, and they give you a taco. When that happens, I think Isidro and I could be persuaded to change our mind.
It did happen.
It did happen,
Jeffrey.
Yeah, and it does happen.
It happened to me in Texas when I was visiting Jose. Even the lady, like, you know, I'm looking at the menu. I'm like, I think I'm going to have a burrito. And I'm picturing a burrito, right? Breakfast burrito, nice big. I'm like, And Jose asked her something. I don't remember the exact events, but he asked her and she starts to describe him. And she even said, pues son como tacos. I'm like, freaking call them tacos. And of course I didn't get mad because I'm in Texas and they carry guns. But it happened.
Once in a million does not prove the point.
No, so a few blocks down the road from there, there's an old Tex-Mex place. It's been there for like 20 years. They have a burrito section. So you order one, and it's a big 4-ounce flour tortilla folded over, and all the stuff is just falling out of it. It's a huge folded. It's amazing.
You're the taco editor. And so for you to scour the world and only find 2 flimsy examples is bad research.
Nope.
I'll give you another example.
I'll give you another
example.
Isidro, put him on mute.
You ever had a taco de barbacoa from like Oaxaca?
Yes.
Like that's usually a big tortilla that's rolled up. It comes like a burrito, but they call it a taco.
But it's rolled.
The point
it's
is
not folded.
That's barba crazy.
It's rolled. It's rolled like a burrito, but they call it a taco.
No, it rolled is like a taquito. Folded is a burrito.
Don't tell people from Juarez or El Paso because they roll. They don't fold.
A burrito with open ends is not a burrito.
Why not?
Like I said, I want you to go to this town and
all right, I'll go with you.
Go to the plaza and just yell that you think their cherished cuisine is not right, and I will watch you get
shot,
skinned alive. Yeah.
You are trying to win generalized arguments with highly specific exceptions, which is a good debate strategy, by the way. I salute you. All right, hey, let's talk about Taco de Mayo and Cinco de Tuesday.
Yeah. So how do they celebrate it in the
Santa Monica?
Far-flung. Yeah, come on, man. Let me finish. The far-flung suburb of Santa Huatica.
Yeah. The capital of FACOs.
So Santa Monica is so white, tasteless, and bland that they don't even bother fucking up the holidays. They're just, they're just having wraps. They have like avocado wraps. And so forget Santa Monica. It's beyond, although there have been a couple new openings, but it's beyond hope. But here's my view on this. And probably following a little bit in the slipstream of Memo on this one after the burrito debacle. It's complete bullshit, right? We get it. It's like absurd. You have people going to Mr. Frog's. They put a giant plastic funnel in their mouth. Somebody pours some tequila into the funnel and then hits them on the head with a sponge hammer. I mean, it's embarrassing. But in general, I think more good comes than bad. I think that more people, even though they may be ignorant, go out and have, celebrate something that they think is Mexico, even though it may or may not be. And the key is, I think that Mexicans who give a shit and independent Mexican taquerias and burriterias make more money. So...
Burrerias.
Burriteria. Did I just invent the word?
Burriterias?
Yeah, but they're called burrerias.
Are they?
Burriterias.
Yes, they are.
Burrerias.
I don't know, man.
So
Because they're
it's a simple
burros.
test. That is true. It is a simple test. Do those two stupid holidays help Mexicans in America, on average, make more money or not?
Yes.
And I think they do.
Yes.
I think they do.
I can
And
attest to
therefore,
that they do.
Yeah, they do. So, onward and downward.
Yeah. Okay, so, all right, well, we kind of tried to do the do's. Let's get to some don'ts, right? And try to be nice. I have a few of them here, and we could take a turn on what some don'ts on Cinco de Mayo. So when ordering food at a taqueria or a Mexican restaurant, wherever you're at, don't try to speak Spanish if you don't know how, right? Don't just think that putting an O at the end of each wordo is not espanosio. Comprendo, amigo? Right? I mean, if you don't know how to speak Spanish, don't try to order in Spanish. Just speak English, right? Most taqueros, taqueras, they will understand. Con todo o sin nada. They understand. So that's a don't. Don't try to be like, hey, put an O at the end of everything. Because, some of your people, Jeffrey, do that.
My peeps. Who are my peeps? My family is Latin. I'm white. I don't know who I am.
Well, I would say don't go to Mexico just for Cinco de Mayo. I mean, if you want to, you should go. But be prepared to wear a mask this year because they're really stringent about it. And God bless you if you go around and say, Happy Cinco de Mayo, Happy Cinco de Mayo,
Yeah.
Happy Cinco de Mayo.
That's a
Everyone's
no.
going to be like, who the fuck are you? And que chinga dices?
As long as you buy $10 worth of tacos and leave a $10 tip, that's good by me. To independent taquerias and burrerias. The don't would be, don't go to freaking Mr. Frog. Don't go to Wabo Cantina and dumps like that.
Wahoo Tacos
First,
in
the
Denver?
food sucks.
Don't go to Wahoo Tacos in Denver?
Fuck. Am I allowed? Can I swear on this show? I don't even know.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
All right. Well, fuck the chains. Support independence. Spend a little bit of extra money, and we can then maybe survive the embarrassment of idiots being idiots on Taco de Mayo.
I mean, a do is a go have fun, right? That's the thing, right?
Yeah.
If it's
Totally.
made to have fun, go have fun.
and spend money.
What else, Memo? What do you think? What's a don't?
My biggest don't is just, I think everybody already said all the don'ts, but my biggest don't is just don't go up to some random Mexican and be like, Cinco de Mayo, dude.
Totally tubular, bro.
Yeah.
Fucking love Sean Penn.
Cinco de Mayo, bro.
Freedom!
With that shit, yeah.
Now that's St. Patrick's
That's a
Day
good don't.
Yeah.
because they think they're Scottish. I have a don't that is probably the best don't in the world. But if anybody else wants to do a don't, go.
No. This one's good.
This
Do your
don't
don't.
is simple. I mean, it's not simple because we have a fucked up culture when it comes right. Just don't fucking drink and drive. And I say that like it's hard to do because it's so cultural. You have alcohol, people get in their cars. Man, you know, you want to do something for the community, get a freaking Uber and pay, you know, the people doing the Uber drivers, pay them, you know, have them make some money too. And of course, Lyft, the corporation and all them bastards. But no, you know, drinking and driving, because it's a holiday and it's a lot of drinking, man, let's start breaking that cycle, man. The drinking and driving, it has to stop. There's no excuse anymore.
People die.
Yeah.
Well, that's basically every day in Texas.
Yeah. No, and you know, and I mean,
People
wasn't
have
too
a couple
long
beers
ago.
and go.
It wasn't too long ago. You could drive around with an open bottle of beer in Texas.
You're really showing your age. You know, but I know.
This
is getting off topic.
Wasn't that long ago, though.
Yeah. Getting off topic a little bit, but you know, there's a lot of awful rhetoric from certain sides of this country, right? And one of the things that right now a lot of people are focusing on, and I'm talking about the Republicans, the far right, like let's seal our borders. You know, it's safer if we, you know, put that wall up. It's safer, this and that. And you have a better chance of getting hit by a drunk driver than you do getting attacked by an immigrant, right? Like we don't talk about those things.
Immigrant with a burrito.
So don't drink and drive.
Where's the burrito gun? Well, you know, speaking of drinking and driving, at this Mexican restaurant that I was at last night, they sell a $250 margarita called, wait for it, folks, the Pancho Villa. Memo gets it.
No.
Memo gets it. So does Jeffrey. No. Pancho Villa didn't drink. He actually outlawed alcohol while he was governor.
Wasn't he like the first one to do ley seca?
Yeah, no, he was a fervent prohibitionist. And so many people are leveraging his persona and even his horse, Siete Lagunas. That's a tequila brand. And if you charge $250 for it, that's a big don't. If you want to buy that, be my guest, but don't drive after that because that'll kick your butt.
Don't drink and ride.
Your horse.
I said another don't. Yeah. Don't eat cheap Mexican food too. Like, I mean, if you're gonna go somewhere to celebrate Cinco de Mayo, like, don't go to some cheap ass place or some whack ass place like the ones Jeffrey was mentioning. Like, go somewhere and enjoy like a decent meal. Like, get some good mole or get a good taco, get a good burrito. Like, just eat well. Like, go to and those restaurants are usually going to be like more family owned, and you have a better time.
Gotta support family owned. The chains suck. Like all chains, not just Mexican chains. But I mean, that's the only thing I like about Instagram is that generally speaking, people support the independents. But every now and again, like I got some friends here, like you probably know, there's like a really beloved Instagrammer here. She's Asian. And she pitches up with Cheesecake Factory and how delicious the appetizers are and how delicious the and you're like, you're getting paid and you're not telling people you're getting paid, and that sucks.
I want to know her name. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a different episode.
She's a FACO. She's a FACO.
She's a FACO.
Okay, there we go.
There you go. We'll call her FACO.
Okay.
She's a mother FACA.
We have...
Hey, guys.
Hi,
how you doing?
It's good to see you.
Hi. It's good to see you, too. It's
Hello.
good to see you, too. I'm loving this conversation. And so I'm going to offer a don't. And this don't is brought to you by Jose and Isidro, who are teaching people about food, about history of food, and about generally white people co-opting everything about the food. Here's what you don't do on Cinco de Mayo. Do not under any circumstance order chicken fajitas. because chicken fajitas are not a thing. Fajita is beef. You cannot have chicken beef. And I do not believe chickens and cows can even do it to create a chicken beef. So you can only have fajitas. Or you can have grilled chicken and mix it up with some grilled vegetables and get some tortillas and have a great meal. But you cannot have chicken fajitas. See, I'm representing very well, I feel like.
Bravo. Thank you.
There we go. Standing ovation.
So that's my don't.
That's great.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Stephanie.
Here I am. And Jeffrey and Memo, great to have you here as well. I'm loving this conversation. Thanks for having me, guys.
Let's go to Susie.
Hey, everybody.
Hi.
Thanks for having this show. This is a do and a don't. Tell me who at the University of Colorado, so CU, scheduled college graduation on Cinco de Mayo.
I think that's great.
My son's like, we're going to have tequila champagne. It's going to be insane. What do y'all think about that?
Were you here for the segment called the FACO?
No, I missed it. I'm sorry. I just joined.
No, that's okay. For those of you who missed it, a FACO is the opposite of a taco, is when you sort of misappropriation of the food. That's an easy one. But I don't know. That I guess scheduling something like that, because by now, mostly everybody knows what a Cinco de Mayo is. You may not know that it's not Mexico's Independence Day. You may not know that it's something else, but we hear it so often that you know it's something. I'm in a little bit north of Denver, about 17 miles east of Boulder. My wife used to work there, and so I didn't know that. So maybe I'll just dress up like, I don't know, Abraham Lincoln and go over there.
Yeah, but it's 8:00 in the morning at Folsom Field. So come all. My son's graduating.
Congratulations.
Are they just scheduled it on Cinco de Mayo, but they're not doing like a Cinco de Mayo themed graduation, right? Like it has nothing to do with Cinco de Mayo.
I don't think the graduation doesn't have the theme, but I'm sure as heck that all the parties are going to have that theme. So it'll be interesting. Thanks
pictures.
for having me out.
Take pictures and put them on Instagram.
I will.
Thank you, Susie.
Okay, I will. You're welcome.
Thank you. All right, Rodrigo.
Somehow now we're going to start talking about sex.
Hey, what's really, guy? Really? Jesus. No, you know what? I actually like that. I wouldn't mind if when I graduated to walk down in a sarape and be able to yell in Mexican, you know what I'm saying? And just, piss people off or whatever, you know what I'm saying, while getting my degree. That'd be great, I think.
Why don't you give us your pescadito?
Arriba la batalla de Puebla.
On Cinco de Mayo, you imagine that?
No, what's your pescadito?
I'm sorry?
Let's hear pescadito.
Oh, wow. Just off the cuff like that, huh?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
A gringo grito.
What
Right.
not to do?
You need some tequila to warm up.
Man, you gotta have like a drink or two, man, or be listening to Selena. But I'll give it a shot, I guess. I don't know.
Selena.
Okay.
I heard she's pretty big in Texas. I don't know.
But yeah. No. But before
Let's
I
hear
do
it.
that, though. Okay. Here goes. Ready? Here goes.
Strong.
Nice.
We approve.
No.
Is that how
I can't
they
believe
drop?
I just did that.
Is
My
that
neighbors
how-
are
is that
probably
how
like,
the
"Oh,
panties
he's
drop?"
Mexican. He's gonna get drunk." If he's
Got
not
a
already
Mexican over here and he's going wild.
yeah. So my suggestion for a don't is queso. I really want folks to just understand like the do's and don'ts of queso. Again, however you pronounce it. But to me, like I just want people to get it right when it comes to queso. And maybe I need to get y'all's opinion first on queso before I give you my opinion. But what do y'all think about queso?
Well, are you
Hold on.
talking about
What are the different ways people pronounce it? Sorry.
Well, no. So he's talking about chili con queso, which is different from queso fundido.
Correct.
Yes.
I love queso fundido with chorizo.
Queso's not really a thing out here either. So yeah, this is more your guys'.
Well, queso fresco is. Queso fresco.
Not queso fundido.
Yeah, queso fresco, yeah. But like the queso that you guys do, like the dipping queso, the nacho cheese, or whatever, yeah.
When it comes out in a bubbling, smoking hot platter or bowl with chorizo and it caramelizes and burns on the bottom, man, that's strong. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
But most of it sucks.
I've had it,
Most
but
of
it's
it
not
sucks.
like a thing over here. But yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Texas.
Rodrigo, go ahead.
No, that's exactly what I wanted. You stole my thunder when it comes to Mexican food, but that's kind of, you're known for that. But yes, the difference between the difference between queso and queso fundido and actual queso that, you know, we enjoy and whatnot. So I think that's really important to kind of stress the variations and the eliteness of that queso. So, you know, I think that's an important do and don't there.
Yes. And Viva Velveeta. And if you think that's a bad statement, I encourage you to look at the food injustice and poverty rates of the Rio Grande Valley before you tell me that I'm wrong.
Well, let's start wrapping it up too. But before we do start wrapping up, I will say another. It's a do and a don't. It's a don't call on Cinco de Mayo. Don't call Jose for his birthday because his birthday is on the 4th of May. Did I just?
Yeah, that's true.
So just in case.
True. I actually went to this barbecue joint last weekend that had Baby Yoda on the front, and he's wearing a shirt that says #brisket on it. So I'm going to wear that because I'm in Texas and I'm a Star Wars fan.
Chicken brisket?
So, yeah.
Chicken brisket.
Chicken brisket.
Beef breast.
Yeah.
Beef breast. Get it right. Pechuga de res. It's a thing.
Well, good, man. This is fun, man. And again, like we set this up at the last minute. We wanted to talk to you, Memo, because you have a pretty good perspective, man. You're out there in LA. You're doing some great things. Man. Follow Memo, by the way. Everybody here, where can they follow you, brother?
I'm on Instagram and Twitter. I'll be most active on those platforms, probably Twitter too. So yeah, El Dragón de Los Angeles or LA. I also got a TikTok, which I need to get back on, but yeah. Follow LA Taco as well. You might see my content through LA Taco.
What's your mezcalito?
My
You've been
mezcalito?
drinking mezcal. Yeah.
Oh man, I don't can handle my grito. Somebody sing me Volver, Volver real quick. Just the beginning of it.
Oh.
You gotta help me out here.
Okay.
Come on, y volver, volver. You want
I
the grito?
I actually want to
sing.
put the song on.
No, I need to hear you sing it. Yo grito si ustedes cantan.
You got to do it.
I don't know, man.
All
I didn't
right.
have enough beer.
Do it.
Do it.
We're not at a Raider game, bro, in Wimbledon. At Wimbledon Stadium in London. We're not there.
It can be off key. Who cares? Just do it.
Y volver, volver, volver. Fucked it up. A tus piernas otra vez. Llegaré a... I need more alcohol. I'm glad my wife is Scottish and she doesn't understand that.
That was amazing. That was amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much. So, folks, you can find Isidro at numeral 10, letter K, tacos, and me as at Taco Trail. And please join us next week where we discuss the Taco Wars with author Jason Stanford. He co-wrote Forget the Alamo.
That should be fun.
Yeah. The rise and fall of an American myth. We won't just be talking about Twitter spats. We will be talking actually about how the Alamo figures into this. And it does.
Yeah.
And all that wonderful stuff. So please join us. It'll be fun.
We usually finish the show with a TAQUOTE. A TAQUOTE is a quote with a little bit of a taco twist to it. Jose, give us the TAQUOTE of the day.
Taco greatness is within grasp. Look, anytime that you think that you're missing something, that you're not quite there yet, that you're struggling, first thing you do is you grab a taco. All right? That'll make you happy. The second thing you do is keep on trucking because you're almost there, baby. And with that,
Keep on taco trucking.
yeah.
Well, gracias, Memo. Thank you so much for making the time for us, man. You're busy and you're doing a lot of great things. Again, everybody follow him. When we do a podcast, we'll put it on the show notes too, man. And we'd love for you to come back and tell us more stuff, man. Not just for Cinco de Mayo. We could do 16 de September, one of these days. Way before it happens.
Oh, yeah, the actual independence. Awesome, man. Well, thanks, guys. I love talking to you guys. You guys keep it cool. And yeah, thanks for having me, man. Appreciate it.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
Well,
Thank you.
On behalf
Viva los tacos.
Yes, viva los tacos, everyone. And behalf of my co-host, Jose Ralat, Memo Torres, I am the proud son of a taquero, and this is 10,000 Tacos. Adios, everyone.
Adiós. Cuídense.